Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. I have sped up this video to like 3.5 or 4 times the speed, so it's going super fast, but it should have come together really quick, and I struggle bust so much. I actually, you can tell, prepped a lot of these cards with writing before I got started, and by the way, we're clearly working on week 4 of Project Life. Did not say that off the bat, but we are. But I prepped a lot of the journaling cards in advance because I really wanted to have my thoughts together. This was definitely a very word-heavy journaling week. I literally did not have a lot of photos, and I was worried that I just kind of wasn't even going to have enough to fill this whole page. However, thankfully, I consulted my Hobonichi and my Hobonichi 5-year to kind of put some things together and remember what was going on and why I maybe was not as photo heavy. So this is basically the week before we leave for New Orleans. So I'm very work heavy. Like if I look at my planner, I've got lots of work tasks, especially on Monday and Tuesday. I'm really just trying to get it in. And then I also did a juice cleanse this week. And I was watching and listening to Gilded Age, the show on HBO, as well as the accompanying podcast, which if you're a fan of the show, I really recommend the podcast. It's really, really cool to listen to the actors, be guests on the show, as well as like writers and producers and things like that. But they also gave a lot of like fun historical facts, like who was actually based off who, or if there were influences, where things were filmed. It's just really, really cool and informative. Personally, I have really been enjoying shows and accompanying podcasts lately. Gilded Age kind of like kicked that off, but right now I'm actually doing Succession and Roycast. It's not until like season 3 that HBO really jumps on the bandwagon with the whole podcast thing for that. So at that point, I'll be listening to 2. But for now, that's my thing. And I'm also listening to Children of the Watch and watching Mandalorian. So if you want to follow along with me and see what I am up to in that media realm, feel free to follow along, or if you've ever watched any of these shows, would love to hear from you in the comments. But so that was going on. So that was something else I could talk about. Another thing was I was very deep into content creation because I wanted to make sure I had everything ready to go for while we were gone, and even if at all possible, giving me enough margin for when I got back, which I actually ended up filming everything that I would need. I just drug ass on getting a voiceover done that I had to do when we got back, but thumbs up, I was really, really proud of myself for getting as much done as I did. So I was feeling really, really proud overall. And then this is also when I pinched the nerve in my back, neck, shoulder, whatever it is. It's basically if you took your hand and you put it on like the crook of your neck going into your shoulder, it would hit like the pain was kind of spawning from where your fingertips land when you do that, if that makes any sense. So it was like off center of my spine, not exactly in one particular place, but it was like radiating from there. So I self-treated and was doing okay until the following week, which we'll talk about when we get to week 5. You guys, I feel like the world and universe have been kicking my ass physically since like the last week of January. So it started with the neck thing, and then I found out like that my stomach is irritated to a couple different things that I was combining while we were on the trip. And then I came back and I was congested, thought I was over that. The cat got sick in there. Now I'm dealing with the fact that the sinus infection has like somehow inflamed my nerve endings in the top left side of my teeth. So you guys, I'm going through it. So please send me some healthy vibes. Good Lord. Like I know the wheel will turn, but sweet Jesus, if it could turn a little bit faster, that'd be great. And then this whole last row, which is where the majority of the photos of the week come from. And don't worry, I'm going to talk about product. Everybody calm down. But this whole last row is us at Jeff's grandmother's house. So we did a belated Christmas. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this in flip throughs at the beginning of the year, but we basically foregoed Christmas. So we got 30 minutes away from when we needed to leave. We're all ready, dressed, makeup, hair, food cooked, everything's ready to go. And Jeff is just like, I can't do it. His job is really stressful at the end of the year and really, really full. And I had already told him very early on, like, go at your own pace. I'm not going to be upset. We will figure it out. And then to kind of layer on top of that, his brother wasn't actually going to be able to come due to conflicting plans with, other family members. So, and visiting them. So he wasn't going to go. So the night before on Christmas Eve, we had already kind of done Christmas with like his immediate family. So it just made more sense to just like go to his house and rest, which we did. But that meant that we didn't go to his grandmother's. So we planned to go with, as you can see, his brother and his nephew are in some of these photos, and his grandmother and him, obviously. But I love the expression that Jeff's making. And I've talked about this recently in more spreads, especially the ones where Jeff's making funny faces very intentionally. He has learned that he's going to end up in some type of documenting across the board. I mean, after almost 6 years, he's definitely got a handle on the fact that, he's going to show up and stuff. So he loves to like make sure that there's very comical faces and things. And I think Owen's clued in as well. But that's kind of what that last row is us going over to her house and having kind of like Christmas in January. The funny part of that was, and I did talk about this in one of my planner flips, we thought it was just going to be Justin, Owen, Jeff, and myself. We had no idea anybody else was going to be there. 2 family members are living there. So we figured they would be there. We show up and you guys, like, there's like a whole bunch of extra people that we didn't expect. All family, but still like, okay. And fun fact that you got to know about his family is I am known for stuffed mushrooms. Like, I'm known if I show up and I don't have stuffed mushrooms, the world's ending. Not to mention the fact that I had made some treats that I was going to be taking to New Orleans, but I made them for family members as well to give out, both here and like to my mom who was going to be watching my cat and, all of this stuff. So I had made enough, but I didn't bring enough for other people. I just brought them for his grandmother and for Justin, because that's all I thought that I was going to see. So I was mortified. I know that I couldn't have known, and everybody was like, seriously, you didn't know? It's okay. It's fine. But it was so weird because, of course, I walk in and somebody's like, oh, do you have stuffed mushrooms? And I'm like, no, because I thought it was going to be 4 people. Not that I couldn't have made stuffed mushrooms for 4 people, but anyways, I had 2 bowls of gumbo. I was completely happy. Justin made buffalo chicken dip. I was stuffed. I was pleased. We had a great time. There was a lot going on though. Like, it was a weird visit. And I'm just going to leave it there. I think I talked about it in my flip through, but it was a weird freaking visit. Like, there was just some weird juju going on and people being like very trying to start shit kind of thing. It was really awkward. Anyways, so let's talk product, because obviously I'm assuming that you want to know kind of what's going on in these photos. But one thing I'm going to go ahead and point out is that when we do like the slow kind of flip at the end, where I kind of like go in a little bit closer so that you can see the details of each pocket page, I am going to go ahead and tell you that all the cards except for the cards on the bottom row are going to move. And that's because I forgot that this is going on the back side of a Design F pocket page from week 3. So that means that big 4x6 card is going to have to flip sides, which actually really worked out because I really, like I said, I struggled through this entire spread. Even with the prep done beforehand so that I could like think out everything, I struggled really hard. And normally I love the embellishment side, so I don't know what was going on. Like, I turned on a movie and I just like was in analysis paralysis, which is why I sped this up so fast, because it was a lot of like placing and moving things because I wasn't being smart. Like on the January dates, I should have like put them on like a clear ruler so that I could work on the positioning and then pop them down. And then I decided to change it from saying Jan to January so that it looked longer. And then I'm going to do a similar thing so that obviously it's cohesive, but I'm going to use those same alphas from the January dates to write "so serious" on Jeffrey's very funny serious face at the bottom. And I should have done the same thing. So you're painfully going to have to watch that. So I sped it up really fast for those reasons. But we're going to go through the cards as you see on the screen. So that first 4x6 card, the card that I'm doing the little stories kind of puffy thicker on, and the Let's Gather are all from the same collection from Auburn Lane from Pink Paisley. I've picked up the paper pads over time at Tuesday Morning when they were still around. I did use the Auburn Lane collection as a jumping off point, mainly because I wanted something that was comfy and cozy, but it wasn't like, I was willing to do like a plaid winter thing because obviously it was kind of Christmassy and wintry and it was cold, but I really didn't want it to scream like Christmas either because obviously you see the tree and stuff, but I wanted it to be more about like gathering together. And I really like how this kind of has like a grandma vibe to it. Like it just has that like floral antique-y kind of print to it. So I really liked that. So I pulled that. And went through some cut apart pages. So you saw me like playing with those pieces. The only ones I end up using are on the title card itself. Obviously I used that week number 1 from Ellie Studios. They don't have them anymore. I'm so grateful I bought 2 packs so that I can do it again in a few years. But I really just wanted to have like one cohesive element through the entire year. And I'm really loving how it looks so far. You're going to see lots of dash borders because that's another thing that I end up adding as a detail so that I can kind of connect and pull this in together. Again, it felt really word heavy at certain places, and then I really wanted to keep the photos really simple. So I really struggled with this one, but I really like how it turned out all in the end. The next card that you can't really see because it's cut off is the Now Streaming, and I was able to check off the TV show and podcast and talk a little bit about how Gilded Age has this accompanying podcast and how it's allowing me to kind of be more productive, especially if like I love the ones where it's an HBO situation because then I can play it on the TV while I craft and I can kind of keep binging that instead of turning on movies I've seen 6,000 times in the background, which is fine too. It's just different. It's a different background noise for me. The Juice Cleanse card, which is that golden card that you see, is from Studio Calico. The Maker's Gonna Make card is a printable from Paper Person. It's from a Paper Person kit, probably year before last. The No Winter Rest is, I'm going to guess, from Paisley Press, which is ironic that I would use Pink Paisley, but Paisley Press is a different creator. I'm trying to think who does Pink Paisley. Paige Evans, I think, does Pink Paisley. Maybe I'm wrong. But Paisley Press is definitely the No Winter Rest card. It's a printable from, why can't I remember the name of the website that I pulled them from? It's like Leap something. I'll try to remember, but it's definitely Paisley Press. And then, like I said, that bottom Let's Gather card is from Pink Paisley as well. All of the ephemera, except for my glitter stars, are from the Auburn Lane Pink Paisley collection. Like I literally just pulled it all out. So I had thickers from that. And I know you can see me going through the same paper pad over and over and over again. But basically, if it was with that creator, including the washi that I used, all of that was from Auburn Lane or Auburn Lane themed specifically. So it went together. And I think that really helped my analysis paralysis in a way, but it definitely still was a struggle. Again, it was a really weird struggle to have because I had all the accompanying ephemera And it should have been really easy, but I think it was just more of I hadn't done a spread in a little while. I've been like printing photos off, and I've really been concentrated on my Hobonichi lately, and I'm trying to get pages wrapped up so that I can do the February flip throughs. So my brain's not exactly in a pocket page state of mind. I actually, and you'll see towards the end of the photo, probably right about now-ish, you're going to see that I kind of look like I have a bathrobe on, and it's because I definitely do. My bathrobe is like a purple gray. Because I got up the next morning and I was like, okay, I have fresh eyes now. I'm going to take a look at this again. And I think you even see Jeff in here. You'll see Jeff's hands because he didn't realize I was filming. I don't know why he didn't realize I was filming. But he, you'll see it like here in a little bit, but you'll see his hands, I'm sure, flipping through the sticker book trying to help, because I was like, I feel like it's missing something. I feel like it's missing something. So he was trying to help, and he was the one that suggested moving the journal cards around, which was really nice. But I told him I'm super OCD, and he knows this, but I wanted it to be like in order. I'm really big about that. Like, I don't like when, you know, like Friday's journaling is at the very top or vice versa. Like, I really like having it in order. But when I had to flip, when I went to like pop all the cards into the pages and realize, or into the page, and realized, oh crap, I've got to flip this because of the spread layout. It actually worked out that I got to move the wording around, so it helped balance the page out a little bit more, which was really nice. But overall, I really appreciated his help. I thought it was really cute. And then this is obviously the next morning because there's the bathrobe. But I really was shocked because all I really needed was a couple quick stickers, some staples, and some glitter stars in like that kind of coppery color. Is it copper? Copper. Why do I feel like that's not the right word? But not gold. Because even though the little stories is in gold, I really wanted to keep kind of that coppery color played into it. It's bronze? No. I think it is copper. Anyways, the pretty gold stars really were the savior of the day. That and a quick little staple, and I was good to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and I hope that it reminds you that it's okay when it doesn't come together. Just sometimes you just got to lay it down for the night, go to bed, and look at it with fresh eyes in the morning. And sometimes involving your partner is the best thing that you can do, even if it's to tell them no, that their idea does not work. But I really do hope that you gathered some inspiration and some confidence to get back into project life, and that it also, again, serves as encouragement that sometimes it doesn't come together as easy as we would hope, even if it is a smaller spread. Because this week is magically only one pocket page. I will go ahead and spoiler alert and tell you that week 5 is gonna be a long one, and I might have to split it into a few videos because that is starting to cover the New Orleans trip. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. I'll be having February flip throughs coming up soon, and then we will dive into week 5. And at some point, I will be able to show you guys what I was able to snag at the Coffee Monster Co. birthday sale, which was actually, at the time of recording, it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll ship pretty early. It looks like people are already starting to see their orders ship. So we'll see where that falls in the mix of everything. But again, until then, enjoy creating your own little wonderlands. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, everybody.